MetaQuest and Roto have partnered together to send me what might just be the coolest invention for people who love to sit down in virtual reality or just want a more immersive experience. This is the Roto VR Explorer. The Roto chair offers look and turn technology which creates a smooth 360-degree movement system that works with pretty much any VR game that's on the MetaQuest. It has a rumble feature which makes things a bumpy ride and really gets you into the game and truly makes you feel like you're in the action. I was lucky enough for them to send me a unit, so let's hop in and see if this thing's worth the price tag that this chair has and if it's the right buy for you. There is a lot of cool things going on with this chair, but also does not mean it doesn't have its flaws. The Roto VR Explorer arrived in a massive box to my house, and I must say it definitely has some weight on it. The Roto VR chair does come in at about 2 feet 10 inches and weighs in at about 66 pounds. The FedEx man definitely used a dolly to bring it in, and I suggest you do the same. The box was very nicely packaged and packed with all the things you might want to see to keep everything in place. So I really was very pleased with how well things were placed in an individual bag to keep things nice and neat. Each piece of the chair felt like it was pretty high quality, and you could tell that the company does take pride in providing parts that are at least on the higher end side of things, which was a very nice thing to know since you're spending about 800 USD on this thing. Yes, a hefty price tag for most of us, but as you will see later in the video, might be possibly worth your time and hard-earned cash for the VR enthusiast. I was very impressed with the leather on the part that you get to sit on, as it felt very comfortable and like it would last a while. Most of the parts are made of high quality metal and some of plastics. I really have no complaints here, and overall I was very pleased with why the price tag is the way it is. But let's move on to assembling this thing. The assembly of the Roto chair is not for the faint of heart. While it comes with an awesome full color guide of how to assemble each and every part, it only comes with what most things that need assembly come with, a few Allen keys. This is a bit frustrating as some of the bolts are definitely in tighter spots, and would highly recommend you get a good set of Allen head screwdrivers if you have them. This would really make things a heck of a lot faster. The whole assembly took me about an hour and would have only probably taken me about 20 minutes if I had the proper tools. Overall, the assembly was simple and very easy to follow the directions that were provided. I can't complain too much other than the tools. Each part fits into its designed space and for the most part snaps right in. The chair looks great fully assembled, and you can tell this is a conversation piece in any room. I really think it's pretty slick looking, and they came up with an awesome design for the chair. My wife just had to sit in it to see what all the fuss was about and thought it was pretty cool too. This whole chair is basically operated by a puck that connects via Bluetooth. You can also calibrate how fast the chair spins with a dial that's at the base of the chair, which makes things super simple. A tip to whoever buys this, make sure the puck is actually on your headset and on your head before you sit in the chair, as the movement will not work unless the underside of the puck is covered. But other than that, everything seemed to work fine after a few other kinks were adjusted. So, let's go over those kinks I had in the road now, as not every product is 100% perfect. First, the power adapter is only about 6 feet long, so those of you with power outlets far from your play space will need an extension cord. Not a big deal, but I had to make sure I was closer to a plug than I would have liked. One of my major peeves on the Roto chair is the base. It's made of a cheap plastic which really doesn't snap into the metal arms of the chair. This makes it a massive problem because this is what triggers the sensors for your chair to actually work. The sensors are triggered by these little push buttons that the plastic sits on top of. If it's not 100% flush with it, a loud beeping sound goes off and it's super annoying. If the plastic snapped into these little squares, or even if the plastic was a bit heavier, this would not be an issue at all. But with even plopping down on the chair hard, this plastic base can easily pop off and set the alarm blaring. The last issue I had was with the puck clip. During one session, the clip flew off of my headset and landed on the ground. The clip basically broke off the puck and I had to hot glue it back together. This is most likely my fault for not having it perfectly put on the headset, but I think a strap that allows you to fully secure the puck would be a lot better than just a clip. So the moment you've all been waiting for, gameplay with the Roto VR Explorer. This thing is an absolute blast. I think the most fun I had was playing the game Underdogs, as this is a heavy movement game, and boy oh boy did Roto deliver an experience I never knew I needed. I never have felt so in the action of a moment, and it was purely an amazing experience. Being able to turn your head in the direction you wanted to go took Underdogs to a whole new level. I felt that the game was actually easier to play, as the hardest part of this game was the movement and how fast you needed to react to stay alive. With the Roto chair, I basically was able to move just as fast as I would have thought about it, and it was as if there was no delay at all like you would typically get from a controller. I felt that I was accurately able to move throughout the environment and felt so much more powerful just because I had 100% control of where I wanted to move next. This feeling I've never felt in VR, and it was almost as if my brain and chair were working as one. I really can't put into words how much this really does change virtual reality. I usually sit down to play in VR, and this is definitely what I'll be using from now on. It feels so much more intuitive, and the immersion goes beyond anything I've seen in the market so far. Another great plus to this chair is that I believe it will help people who get motion sickness, as the main problem most people seem to have is being stationary while moving. This chair could solve that for them. Yes, this chair is pricey, and I truly don't expect everyone to go grab one right away. But what I can say is that this chair is a must-have for any VR player who is all about immersion and want to take it up a notch. Even though there are a few flaws that this chair has in my eyes, it's still worth every penny. I do have an affiliate link down below if you'd like to get yourself a discount on the Roto VR Explorer, as it can save you at least a few bucks. As always, if you like what you saw, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we will see you on the next video.